hi. It's Sunday. Oh, crap. Look at this. Look at this mess here. Great. Hudson. Thank you. Oh, cool. All right, hold on. I gotta fix stuff apparently because it's got all this other stuff on here. So I played around with that with the stuff. You know, the stuff. Hudson, thank you for the 49 months. It's almost a year, if you can believe it. If you can believe it. Where even here? Okay, so I don't want it to do subs. Why does it think I want that? Oh, you gotta turn off everything? Please try again. What do you mean, please try again? Okay, turn those off. Turn those off. I just wanted the one thing, nothing else. Get that out of here. Leave that there. No, no, and no. What do you mean? Error occurred. What error? What do you mean, what is this? What do you mean, what is this? It is what it is. And that's all that it is. What are we doing? Why are we doing this? To crack a pack? That's a great idea. Because I think I have like... Well, actually, I might have cracked them all by now. Anyway. I've been playing around with the alert system, the native alerts. Hello, casual. Do I have a pack? Do I have a crackable pack in here? Or did I crack them all? These packs? Oh, yeah, these are packs. I think these are from probably Turtle. Some McDonald's packs. They're void packs, apparently. Is there anything in here? These are just the open cards from these various packs that Turtle has sent me. Void mayo. Oh, maybe there's another... I don't know if there's another pack somewhere around here, but that might be it. It's just those two remaining packs to crack. How is everybody? So anyway, I was playing with the alert system. Because you know what? That's fair. We do already have that built in. All right, we're gonna crack. I am legendary, first of all. Is it doing the sound? It should be doing the sound, but I can't actually hear it. All right. So I guess we should switch to the big screen here. Big camera. All right. So we have the Is that what you do? You do like this? Yeah, you got to have your hand upside down. 4 additional game cards. I hope there's a bird too. There were a lot of birds in Gen 1. This was made for McDonald's 2021. You can find more information at Pokemon.com. Okay, interesting. Copyright 1995 through 2021. Makes sense. Turtle sent me these ages ago. I think as part of a GDB thing. Maybe when I sent the crown. All right, so we gotta like move them around and stuff. All right, so first off we have. Wait, don't focus on me, focus on the card. You freak. What if I do like this? If I do like this. There we go, there we go. Froakie. Pound and water drip. Look at him. He's not actually like glowing. That's just the green screen effect. Bubble Frog Pokemon. He's a foot tall and he weighs 15 pounds. Good for him. It secretes flexible bubbles from its chest and back. Oh wait, I should turn on the oh, I don't even have the thing. It secretes flexible bubbles from its chest and back. The bubbles reduce the damage it would otherwise take when attacked. All right. So next up we've got... Oh, the green screen's having a field day with this. It makes it look particularly holographic. It is not holographic, I assure you. It is just... Chikorita. Come on, focus. You have nothing else. You have no reason to not focus on the card. Why are you still blurry? Ugh. Focus. Focus. All right, that one's just blurry. All right, next up we have... Oh, this is a funny looking guy here. We have Turtwig? Turtwig? Didn't we already have a turtle? Now we have a grass turtle, I guess? He's less blurry. Like, if you were present here, there he is. These aren't birds at all. That's Froakie. And then our final card here. This one is actually holographic. Torchic, a bird. For Al. Incredible. Incredible. Torchic. Hello, GQ. Well, the stream was derailed. Why are they advertising this as Gen 1? Are they? They don't say anywhere. It doesn't say Gen 1 anywhere on this pack. It just has Voidchew, Bulbavoid, Voidmander, all the classics. Help me. Well, I'm going to add that to my collection of Pokemon cards that Turtle sent me in 4-card booster packs, which is getting to be quite a stack of 4-card booster packs worth of cards. Voidmander. They can't have that. I thought of that. They'll have to buy it from me. They know what they did. Putting 4 Gen 1 Pokemon, the most established Gen 1 Pokemon, right there on the cover. So anyway, as I was saying, playing with the alert system, the native alerts, because all the follow stuff that we currently have, that's all done by the bot in the worst, most roundabout way that you can imagine. Like, I feel a sense of dread every time I think about the code that is actually running the little rover pop-up and the raid. And as long as it's really dumb, Call of the Void booster pack, perfect. As long as there's no JavaScript, if you can do it in just CSS animations, you can actually do fully fledged custom. No, No, I love Bulbasaur. How dare you, first of all. I wonder, I should, you know what? I should just remove the timeout on that. Just let it go wild, because you know what? If it stacks and does terrible things, that's on Twitch, not me. Let's see here. Just remove the timer. There we go. Well, you know what? I can actually change that. As it turns out. Let's see. I just have to change the code for that. Should we do this live? Show what's going on here. Nobody look. Don't look at my dashboard. So dumb. Okay. So it is the CSS animation. Ooh, this is gonna be a little bit. This is gonna be a little bit of a thing. So here it is. This is the keyframes for the CSS animation. It does work with emotes, yes. As weird as that is, you can just goose your friends. I should make this something that is easier to add to other streams, because I don't know, people might want to use this. So right now it stays until 60% and then drops down. So let's try bumping that up to 90%. So it removes JavaScript, which that's the problem is that the little raid animation, I can't translate that to this new system effectively without JavaScript, because that controls the number of elements that get created. And I don't think there's a way. All right, send a test alert now. That's better, right? That's up there for a pretty good amount of time, a couple seconds. I looked at the actual. I looked at the actual Papers, Please citation animation to make the timing, and those go by pretty quick, as it turns out. Okay, well there you go. It works. You spent all your points on dumb things. Me neither. Which makes it really dumb that I did this. Why did I spend my time? Hey, look, it's GQ. He loves it. He loves being able to do that. It seems like a game you would play. I think it's a cool idea. It's very depressing, which is kind of the point. I think it's a cool theming overall. Like, it's a weird idea for a game, and they really pulled it off and made it work. I love that. Also, you know what really gets me is those the toggles that they have between the days. This is such a dumb thing to really enjoy in media, in video game media. I like circles that when you select them, it fills them in with a big dot that doesn't fully fill the circle. I love that. I love that. That's a dumb thing, but they do it and I like it, and it makes me happy to see a circle with a dot. Be like, yeah, that's a filled in circular checkbox, basically. I love it. Yeah. Team Fortress 2 does it in Man vs. Machine mode for your upgrades, and Moonrover did it because I was like, I need bubbles that get filled in. So that's how it counts your number of grenades remaining if you have a grenade type weapon, which was a late addition to the game, I remember. It was a weird thing. It was basically just a... No! I did not. I did not. So now that I know it's possible to do these kinds of things, I gotta think if there's other ones I could do. because you can basically get away with doing anything that requires elements moving around to predetermined locations, which that's, you know, it's like, that can be tricky depending on what you want to do. It can't mess with anything that happens on the stream. It's got to be its own self-contained layer that doesn't interact with anything else. So that's like, that limits things a bit. Like a newspaper. That circling thing. What? Right. Oh, yes. Okay. Wow. Yes, actually. The newspaper thing. We were going to make a game today. I vaguely remember. And now now GQ's just throwing diarrhea everywhere. Out of the last 2 messages that GQ has sent, he's batting 1,000 on diarrhea. Breaking. All right, we're gonna make a bowling ball. All right, so we need a bowling ball. Oh, this baseball needs a description, doesn't it? We'll figure that out. Okay. So the pop-up follow and sub notifications in the corner, those could be translated to the native alert system. I've been putting off trying out the native alert system for a long time. They try to be like, we'll give you 2 extra emote slots. And that really wasn't enough to make me go out of my way to be like, all right, I'll do it and I'll make it good. Because I don't want it to just be the out-of-the-box alerts. Because then it's like, oh, well, everybody's got that. It's like seeing the stream elements alerts or something. And it's I saw in the news that you hear that you knew breaking news. What? Now I'm broken. Like you see those, and it's like, okay, yeah, they had to pick a GIF to throw in, and that's about it. It feels like it's the bare minimum. And I like that on my stream, it's like, oh no, all the alerts, those are handmade. Bowling ball. So this is the targeting on this is all grounded enemies. So not first grounded enemy. We need a new target type. A new target type. What? We finally need all grounded enemies. And this is just going to be... how do I do this? Grounded enemies 0. I need to... I think it's this? Like that? How does this work? I think that's right. All right, all grounded enemies. There we go. So target all grounded enemies. Oh, does that need a special... Oh, there's some way when we're targeting. Boy, this goes on for a while. When you select a target that applies to multiple things, we need a special word to describe that. Maybe we don't have that yet. Maybe we just don't have that yet. Well, that's something to think about. Oh, is this our first attack that actually targets multiple enemies? Oh wait, what is? How about if I look up my team? Because items, I know I've tested with items that hit the whole team. Here we go. Yes, maybe. No, never mind. No, I've not programmed it in yet. Draw 10 cards. You better hurry. Okay. So now we have all grounded enemies. Let's see here. Something pun about split or gutter or turkey. That'll work. Icon index is 39, I believe. Double check. Yeah. Default cost. This has to be a little bit more expensive. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe it can do less damage. I should probably indicate the damage amount somewhere in the description once I figure out how to do that. But for now, battle moves. Use bowling ball item. Okay, so bowling ball item. Pop up the item over your head and then start rolling it. It needs to start spinning. It doesn't have to go as fast. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Oh. How do I handle? I guess I'm just going to say... I'm not just going to say move the bowling ball to a point that's off screen to the right, because then I wouldn't have a good way of saying, okay, when do I make the enemy take damage? Instead, I'm going to say, go to the first enemy, deal damage, go to the second enemy, deal damage, go to the third enemy, deal damage, which is silly, but it would work. So we need to say that for target in targets. This is wrong. This needs to be bowling ball. What we're gonna do is move. This needs to be in a bind here, or in an array. Okay, so first, you don't like this because that doesn't exist. Target dot actor dot position. Not sure if this is gonna work. Their position better be on the ground. But in case it's not, position.y equals 0. Go to the feet position. Okay, so only thing we're gonna do is that at the beginning, that at the end, which is just gonna be vector 320. I don't know. What position? Sure, 20? Oh, I should specify that that is target direction. And then what else do I do with that? Then I say the distance, so we're gonna say 20, and it will give me, yeah, 0, 0, perfect. 20 in the correct direction, so that, hey Slav. Doing pretty good. We are setting up a bowling ball attack, because that seems like a reasonable thing to do tonight. Let's see, we need bowling ball speed. We're gonna start with 10. That seems fast, right? Because that's how fast the baseball went. That was way too fast. So let's say 5. So we're gonna move at that speed between each player. Another legendary stream. We've been through the recycling loop over and over, and out popped legendary streamer Dobbs Works. I had to think about what my username is for a second there, because I'm almost sort of just Dabble Works. Who knows? Just gonna change names, move to a new platform, grow a beard. Start a new life, new streaming career. Move actor, Q damage. Domberman. Do ball damage. Piercing, yes. Yeah, items I think will pretty much always ignore defense. I assume. Alright. So this one dealt 5 damage to a single target anywhere. So we're gonna say this one deals 4 damage to all grounded targets. I wanna see... So Thousand Year Door had the Earthquake item. That dealt 5 damage to all. Oh, see, here we go. This might be something that'll give us damage numbers. Fire Flower, specifically in Thousand Year Door, dealt 3 damage to all enemies, flying or not. But how much did it cost? How much did it cost? $5 damage versus 3 damage. Ah, shop prices. These are the sell prices, but that's pretty cool. Still don't have the price for it. Ah, here we go. Earthquake. Ooh, 15 coins for an earthquake. I mean, it dealt 5 damage to all enemies on the ground. So, admittedly. So, yeah. 5 damage, bump up the price a little bit. So what about though? What about, Thunder. Thunderbolt was only 5 damage. Really? Wow. Well, that kinda sucks, doesn't it? Well, that's actually really bad, suddenly. So Thunderbolt dealt damage to multiple enemies, but Thunder Rage... Wow. Wait. Is this real? Is this real? Are these prices real that I'm seeing? Yeah, the baseball gives us an idea. This feels wrong. Thunder Rage dealt 5 damage in Thousand Year Door. No, Thunder Rage strikes all enemies. Thunderbolt must be the one that only strikes one enemy. Not confusing at all. Thunderbolt is like 10 coins. Thunderbolt deals 5 damage to one enemy for 10 coins. So 2 coins for a single damage. So that'd be our baseball equivalent. So just before we let's say 10 coins for baseball as our just to help us get our feet under us. And then the earthquake is kind of the idea of what we've got for this other one, which hits all enemies but only the ones on the ground. It costs 15 coins in Thousand Year Door, and again deals 5 damage. That gets us something to balance against. Battle moves. Yeah, 5 and 5. Okay. That makes more sense. Well, you know what? Now I've got a... Unrelated. I keep going back and forth. Now, for this raid alert, I'm like, can you do different things based on the number of viewers? Huh. Visuals and sounds. Oh, because that's just a flat video that they use as their default. I see. Pet dick. Pet dick. So, Oh, and there's alert text that you can choose to turn on. See, that'd be nice to be able to like basically fish the TTS through the system. Oh, good. Wow, it's Al. So the raid system. Al, thank you for that raid. Welcome in. Al raid. Wow, Al's here. Incredible. The raid notification that I've got set up has very specific rules for the number of hovercats that go across the screen. It is minimum 3, maximum 100, and it tries to just match the number. It just clamps whatever the number of raiders is to those bounds. I guess that's it. That's the rule. That's not that crazy, actually. But like for channel point redemption, you can do. Oh wow! Now casual's ready. Wow! Wow! Yeah, customize HTML, CSS. So you can customize it. You could customize it, but does it give you... You do have the amount. Huh. Okay. What was it? It was Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Oh great, we got a citation. I've got the citation noises turned off for me, so that you guys can just spam it and I won't mind. I could probably end up just reducing the price. Thought it'd be Stormbound, and yet, you know what? Let's actually do that. Let's reduce it to 500 to be generous. I gotta come up with other things I can do that are more category appropriate to our channel. Factorio alerts, that kind of stuff could be fun. If Mario Maker 2 alert, you know, your classic Mario Maker 2 alert. Oh yeah, the little bloop. Yeah, I've already got the biter attack on the soundboard. It's very fun to just... That's what everybody loves to hear when they're out building an expansion.
My block!
Oh, Casual can afford it now. Good. Immediate anxiety. No, 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 no. Oh, you could do... You could do an actual keyhole effect. With like a big expanding keyhole and then it disappeared. You can do that with CSS. Like all the alert system, the native alert system is just, you can show static HTML and CSS, which means, can you do interactive tabs, Twitch alerts documentation? I bet you could do multiple different sound alerts. It could be possible to channel the soundboard system into Twitch alerts, which would be weird. It would basically mean that it would work even if the bot isn't turned on. So here's what I like about the current system. One, it can run off of tokens. It can run off of tokens instead of channel points, which is great. Right? You know? Everybody agrees that being able to just like give other people points is a handy feature. Okay, Q hurt action. Yeah, having almost 1 million tokens, pretty cool. Like, this might work already. At least the basics of it. Let's give ourselves a couple bowling balls and get into a battle. More. Okay, well, that's not great. But that did work. That functionally everything works there. That's crazy. First try. First try, idiot. All right. Let's change that around a bit. So initial. We want to make sure. Oh, geez, that's a yeah. Huh. Ooh. Da 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 da. You can guess letters, casual. You can guess letters. Fire tween. Fire tween. Oh yeah, good point. Don't help Al win. Blah blah blah. The ill sil bill. Sorry, no eagle. So we want to move actor down immediately towards a point kind of in front of its starting position, which is from the source. And I want this to work even for, let's say we had a flying or hovering partner. Well, this is a tricky one. That last word's gotta be easy. Oh wait, actually I think I know what the last word is, okay. Oh, but we can let him. Okay, so let's have our, whoops. Oh. Oh. Source feet position is source.actor.position, but with y value set to 0. Move. Okay, so take that. Depleted uranium fuel cell. You had that. You were ready for that one, casual. Okay, let's just say landing position is going to be vector 3. Vector position dot x plus, no, wait. Let's just do target direction. Go towards targets. In a direction, 1, I guess. Not again. Factorio. I did crank Factorio a bit when we started playing Space Age. Plus the correct target direction, because we don't want it to go backwards. Like, let's say for some reason an enemy has the ability to throw a bowling ball at you. The code needs to account for that and make sure it's rolling the correct way. That's what this target direction function does. Okay, so go towards landing position at ball speed. Maybe play a thump at that moment. Uh-oh. Oh, right. I need to change that to append array now because I'm doing multiple. You got me. You got me. Still not good. Okay. What you not like moving towards position actor battle unit. Oh, I'm moving the unit instead of the actor, aren't I? Yep, yep. Don't move. Don't do that. Do this. There we go. Covarex enrichment process. Everything, weirdly enough, like everything in Factorio is an item, even the things that don't physically exist. Like every recipe. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Huh. Okay. Item icon. Let's take another look at that item icon object here. So it's an object. So it's, yeah, the center of it is right there. I guess that makes sense. Yes, yeah. Yeah, recipes and abstract items such as letters. Those are also items, even though they don't exist. Earthbound, easy. Easy every time. How much is this? How big is this? About 0.35 up, okay. About 0.35 up. So let's try that. We're gonna kind of eyeball this a bit. No, Al's got it on lockdown. He knows every video game. Right, and then I don't want to bring those down. Want to let that just surf along the ground. Super Mario Sunshine? Super Mario Sunlight. It's pretty effective. I don't like the way it's doing that though. Can I tween this differently? I totally can tween this differently. Because move actor, this move actor function is just going to move towards it regardless of other movements. So fire tween could work if I say move position.y specifically to 0.35. Move it to 0.35 over a period of, ooh, this is where it gets tricky. 0.2 seconds, and then I think that would be fine. Now, fire tween as an action always does. Here we go. We can set the transition type to quadratic. Yes. And that should make it kind of thump down a little bit more. So it's got a more believable gravity animation. Because we're not actually using gravity here. We don't want to actually use gravity. This is just an animation. Crap. Didn't like that, did it? Cannot call method set trans on a null value. What does that normally mean? That means that the property didn't exist. That's what that meant. Why though? Hey, Yoshi. It's because actually I don't know why. Okay, hang on. Let's look that up. Godot, tween nested property. Is there a way I can do this? Is there a way I can do this? Okay, okay. It's colon. It's colon. Not period. Use Godot Engine in your MacBook? I think, yeah, Godot has Mac support. Almost certainly. Let me see. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure. Let me just do a quick. Yeah, Godot works on Mac. Now you probably have to export a separate executable or a separate build version for Mac versus Windows if you are actually giving out your game to other people to play. Not above the steel. Let's see. Ooh, that went down really fast. A little too fast, if you ask me. But that did work, at least. So let's thump. Just kind of really thumped down, you know? Let's slow it down a little bit. It's like the heavy thing. Casual, it may surprise you to learn that things don't fall faster when they are heavy. Okay, I like that it thumped, but... No, that's fine, actually. That's fine. Because lead is heavier than feathers. That quad is... It's doing this. It's doing a kind of a snaking, but I want it to thump. So we have the wrong kind of easing type. Yeah, not ease in out. That's not the one we want. The one we want is either ease in or ease out. I'm gonna say, let's try ease in first, because I never remember which one it is. Parabolize it. Parabolize me, Captain. That was it. That was it. Did you see the difference? That was so subtle. I honestly don't know if asking if you can see the difference is reasonable. So what it was doing is this motion here. That's what it was doing. Whereas what we want and what it is now doing is this. And that only makes really a difference because immediately after that we're doing this, which that's not how gravity works. That is how gravity works. So that's much better. Now it would be nice if we could get a little thump as well. A little thump. I would like that. We're kind of painting ourselves into a corner here with the direction of things. A logarithmic swing, like someone bowled it. The sound effects will really hit hard on this. Let's see. So I want to make sure, do this stuff. Let's have... Ooh. Okay. right here, I want these items to happen independently of the rest of these items. So I want to have a separate queue. And that's doable. What did I call that? Action queue? Yeah, we can do action queues dot append and then have a separate queue happen on its own. So we're gonna have two queues happen. Is there like an execute that we have? Like just do action. I guess we've never set this up. Have we? Okay, execute. Here we go. So it's this, and then you just pass in a function. Makes sense, makes sense. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say actions. So at this point in the queue of actions, bind execute with the following thing, which is battle actions dot action queues dot append this array of things to do at this moment in time independently of the main attack. Okay, so this should now work the exact same as what we were just doing. there's a subtle difference under the hood, but we should see everything happen the exact same. So let's test that. Yes, good. Now we can add a bump independently, a little bump. With a wait command. Built these commands. They are mine to do with as I please. All right, so 400 milliseconds, which is the time it takes for this process to finish. And then bring it back up by a little bit for like a 0.1 second. Ease out for the opposite. And then bring it back down with an ease in. Okay, so we are cheating a parabola here. We are pretending there is a parabola. Oh, hang on, that looks pretty good. Boom, boom. Oh, hang on. I think, are we cooking? Hello, chat, are we cooking? That works really good. And if we get some decent sound effects on there, then we are in business. So let's get that going. So the 3 sound effects I'm looking for is sound of a bowling ball hitting a lane, the initial thump, sound of a bowling ball careening down a lane, the sort of long droning. No, that's good. Don't. That's good. And then the sound of a pin being struck. Those are the things we need. All right. Bowling ball. This will get us everything. Bowling ball being rolled down an alley. No striking of pins. No diminishment of modulation as ball rolls. What's that? That's not what a bowling... No, that's not real. Don't lie to people and say that that's a bowling ball. That's a beach ball. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so that one looks good. Bowling ball striking pins. Too many people in the background there. That is the worst sound quality I've ever heard. Oh, that's not real. That was creative making in Audacity. All right, well, bowling ball rolling. Can't even hear that. Strike. Give me pin. Bowling ball pin. I want one pin being struck. I mean, multiple pins is not a problem. That's still fun in a more funny way. Ugh. No, that's not what it sounds like. Oh, that's it. All right, let's make do. Let's make do. Is this the one that I thought was good? Not crazy about that ending bit, but too many things. Too much thing. That's not real. It's bowling lane. Maybe. Let's try that. There's nothing wrong with having this over here, right? Oh, there's only 3. Nothing. Too much ambience. Too much noise, yeah. Versus this one over here. This one here is okay. That's got the good landing. And that rolling noise is pretty good as well. That's peaking the mic a little bit there. I'm okay with this one. I think that'll be fine. That's what we're gonna use. Use that one for the pins, and then that one for the loop. Which we're gonna have to divide up into multiple sounds. Audacity, where is Audacity? There it is. Import. Okay, it's right there. Satisfying. Let's do it like a fade out at the end, just barely. Just to kind of soften it a bit. All right, save that into Dabble Audio. Bowling ball land. Let's see how this sounds on loop here. Maybe we can get away with just the 3 seconds? Like, how long did I say I wanted this rolling? Oh, it's not what you thought. Dun dun dun. Well, it is a bracer at least. So it's going across at a speed of 5 units. So it's gonna only be going for like 2 seconds or so. Can I say just go to 10? Is that far enough? Thought it was the legendary bracer. Alas. Yeah, maybe if we just fade out this set one without looping it. Bowling ball roll. And then our last one here to pull in. The pin strike. That's gonna be really funny, knocking down a bunch of pigs. Okay, looking good, looking good. Get out our audio. That's not audio, that's graphics. Okay, these 3 here. Sound effects. Pop them in. Item. Bowling land. Bowling roll. Bowling strike. Strike. Roll. Land. Okay. So now we can say sounds. So initially we're gonna hit the ground here. We're actually gonna hit the ground twice, so we need to be ready for that. So there and there. And then I guess after that one is probably when we want to start the roll sound effect. And every time we hit an enemy, cue strike. How's it gonna sound with multiple strikes happening? We're gonna find out. This is gonna be pretty good. I think this is gonna sound really good. Sound makes a difference. Who knew? All right, here we go. Bowling ball item, go. It's okay. It's too quiet. Bump up both of those sounds, maybe all 3 of them, by about 6 decibels. That's like doubling the volume, right? 6. Mario Odyssey Power Moons, your one weakness. Seems all right. I wonder if it should only play the audio on the first one. Yeah, definitely easier to hear that time. Something seems a little wrong. Something's not quite there. It sounds like it's doing the second landing sound when it's up top. It is. It is. Okay. Okay. That's gonna help. I guess the bowling landing sound can be even louder. Double it again? The strike sound is loud enough, I think. Okay, same for the rolling. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Dang it. It's gonna... Yeah, there we go. Get that out of there. This one. It's like typically, all right, let's get more enemies in here. Give me more enemies. How many enemies can we support? 5? We're gonna see if 5 enemies are okay with our current system. There we go, 5 enemies, all in a row. Should... What I'm leaning towards is maybe the strike only happens on the first target. Is it too fast? Possibly. We can slow that down pretty easily. I just put that in a variable. So let's slow it down to 60%, which is pretty slow compared to its existing speed. 60% of its previous speed. That still works. That's worth a lot of points there. I almost leveled up. No, you can't say this is a no bowling zone. There's no sign here. You can't just make things up. Big points. That's satisfying to you're getting your money's worth on those items. Okay, that works a lot better. Except max polyphony on Bowling Strike. We're gonna bump that up to 2. Is 2 enough? So this is how many, I think this is number of instances of that one sound that can be playing at once. That's much better. That's much better. It was cutting off previously, and I was not sure if that was a problem or not. Now that I've seen it, yeah, that's a problem. All right, that's fun. That's fun. Oh man. All right, cool. We did it. We made Bowling Ball happen. Great, we're done. That's it. Game's done. Cool, easy. That's good. Coin item. I'm gonna turn polyphony up pretty high on that. The good kind of strike. Right. Something was struck, and it was something we wanted to strike. All right, so now we have, in addition to our healing items, we have our fun little attacking items. Okay, there are other things of note. We're gonna need status effect things to deal with, which I don't have any fully completed enemies that can inflict status effects, but we want to be able to inflict some status effects too. Oh man, all these pigs all lined up. Yeah. Reducing the speed was a very good call there. That's so much better. So dumb. I love it. Oh, we're rich. We are not going to animate an actual bowling ball roll. It's basically going to be an overhand lob. And that's what we're living with. I'm not going to animate a bowling pose for every single partner. Because keep in mind, enemies can throw items too. So no item should have to have a unique animation associated with it. That's way too much. That's not happening. All right, let's talk sound effects. No, status effects. That's the one. Status effects. Okay, status effects. How do they work? How do status effects even work in this game? You might be asking yourself. I too am asking this because I don't remember. It's been a long time since I made them. All right, let's just filter status effect class. Okay. All right. A status effect instance has to have an effect. No, hey, I know way more about how status effects work in this game than anybody else. So I don't think that's fair exactly. What other fun little like gimmicky notification things can I do? Because people love that. People love doing that. Apparently, people love calling me out. I gotta think about other games that, like obviously Factorio alerts, like have a little hotbar appear. All right, crispy. Is this just drums for 15 minutes? A little status bar fade in with a little alert pop up suddenly. He wants to make people burn their points. I mean, that works super well. Perspirating, shy, irradiated, paranoid, blue. What is this? Basically Earthbound? Because I think like 3 of those are legitimate Earthbound things. Earthbound inspired. Boy, Earthbound sure did have status effects. I've mentioned this before. Dicey Dungeons handled status effects so interestingly that every time I talk about status effects, I have to bring up Dicey Dungeons. Specifically because of they came up with unique and interesting ways of applying common RPG status effects in a way that you couldn't do it in a regular RPG. It's like, okay, yeah, they got poison, which is just, yeah, you lose some health every turn. But then they throw in some weird stuff like burn, which in most RPGs, that's still just you lose health every turn. But in this one, it's no. One of your dice is literally on fire, and you can extinguish it for 2 health. Hey, Short. Welcome in. And then Blind. Blind was the most interesting status effect in Dicey Dungeons, because it literally meant you just couldn't see what was on the dice. You could still move them around and put them into equipment, but you didn't really know what they were. But you could figure it out. It's like, oh, this one only accepts a 6. Well, does it go in there? No. Okay, so it's a 5 or less. This one only accepts odds, and I just need to put anything in it, so let's try it. Oh, it didn't take that either. Oh, it's a 2 or a 4. Well, now I can actually plan around this one and think about what I can do with it. I thought that was, it's such a weird little micro game within this larger system. But just figuring out what to do with the blinded dice made battles so interesting in Dicey Dungeon. And it didn't come up that much. Now those are some good status effects. If Balatro wasn't in the limelight right now, I would totally be suggesting that somebody make a 52 card deck based RPG game. Like just flat out just cards. Not your Slay the Spire kind of cards, but like just regular playing cards is the basis of the game. There's 52 separate characters. And weird tangent. I brought up Number Blocks before, which is this little educational show that little Toadette likes. Every number is a new character, which has implications because there's an infinite number of numbers, and like they keep introducing new characters. So it's like at least the first 25 are completely unique characters with their own personality and mostly unique voice acting. But then even past that, it's like 55 is a character, 50 is a character, 40 is a character, 49 is a character, 64 comes up a lot. It's really weird having like so many characters because your characters are every number that can exist. It's so dumb. Did they have a 69? I don't think 69 has come up. I don't think they would even acknowledge that sort of thing. Not even in a wink wink nudge nudge kind of way. Numbers have personality. Boy, they sure do. Little Toadette has a real head for numbers. She's quite good at math. I mean, let's be fair. I'm still better at math than her, but you know. Number Blocks. It's BBC or CBBS. I don't actually know what their kids' block of programming is called, but it's that. Okay, status effect directory. That's the one I really want. Poison is the only status effect I actually have working. Which, how does this work? You take damage. It's unblockable damage. Oh, I guess it needs to be fully piercing or else it's gonna be, or else defense could apply to it. Hang on, if I say list of characters in number blocks. And I know at one point they had a crossover with the alphabet. And so there's another 26 characters right there. Yeah, nice little intro. Oh good, there's the fandom wiki for number blocks. Oh geez, really? 103 named characters? Jeez. Oh no. From the number blocks wiki page for the list of characters, spoiler alerts, apparently. Read at your own risk. Areas of this article contain spoilers about number blocks. Please proceed with caution. Oh man. Okay. Oh wait. This is not actually just okay. There is a list. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Who is apparently a coat rack? No, he's a calendar. Oh, 31's a calendar shape. I get it. Okay. 32, 30, 35. They don't have a 34, I guess. 36. Jumps up to 40. What happened? What happened? Okay, yeah, there are a lot. Oh yeah, and then there's a set. Oh, semi-official character Pi. Semi-official. I have a separate section for characters that are bigger than 100 because they're basically just rehashing of normal characters. Man. Boy, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on there. Okay, poison. So here's the system I've got for status effects. You have on turn start, what happens when it is immediately applied, and what happens when it ends. I don't know if I need a separate system for what happens if it gets cured. Specifically, what worries me is effects that mess with turns. She's still into Bluey. She better be. Because we got 2 years until the Bluey movie, apparently. What if it's applied when already applied? That could also be fun. That could also be great, cool things. So specifically on apply it was for handling things like if a character falls asleep, then if for some reason they fall asleep in the middle of that side's turn, then I guess they just don't get an action. Or something. It's going to be weird. Sleep is going to be a weird one. Like, I don't even know how we're going to program that in. It's such a strange thing. So the current system is set up in such a way to handle this weird case where it's almost entirely because of player turns being wonky. Player turn is normally Dabble takes an action, partner takes an action, side's turn is over to the AI. But you can choose to swap out partners or swap positions with your partner. Now that's fancy, because if you choose to swap with a partner, that counts as your action for whoever did the swap. Still have them take an action, but it locks out their actions to only pass. And that's tricky because here's what would be really weird, and I'm not sure how to handle this exactly. Okay, here's the case that's weird for sleep. Let's say it is player Dabble in front, cat in the back. Cat falls asleep. Wise player is like, I can't have a sleeping player right now. I need to fix this. So Dabble turn is spent on swapping cat out for partner 2. Partner 2 should get a turn. And that's really weird. What if the order was flipped? What if partner was in front? By virtue of being in front, did partner take their turn? I don't know, actually. From a balance standpoint, I would say they probably should, but then it's weird, like, how do you explain that visually to the player that can the partner go in front? Yeah. At any time, the front player can choose to swap, and it doesn't cost an action. It's completely free. It's this one. So now it's Cat's turn, and Dabble still has a turn. So both turns are still available, so technically I can just swap again. That doesn't cost a turn, but once the front player goes, you can't swap. So you can choose who's going to be in front, but once you do that, they are locked in as in front. You can still change partners if you wanted to, but partner turn has already been spent. Even though Pig did not get a turn this round, and now Pig would get a turn. Yeah, so in this case where partner is in front, I could still change out my sleeping partner that's in front for an awake partner. But it's like, has the partner's turn already been spent because they were asleep? It's weird, and it's maybe not necessarily intuitive. Part of me wants to consider a system like in Darkest Dungeon, where it actually puts a little marker to indicate who still has a turn left. It makes a lot more sense in Darkest Dungeon because players do not go in order from left to right or right to left. There's an initiative roll for every single round, so you really don't know whose turn is next until it is their turn. Yeah, and there's position swapping going on all the time, but that takes an action. In a way that makes... Yeah. But it feels like such a niche situation to necessitate having extra UI clutter to just say who has had a turn and who has not had a turn. In Darkest Dungeon, it makes a lot of sense because you need that information, and the fact that you don't know who's next is actually part of the puzzle. Oh, yeah, it will be. It will be. That's why it is called Temp. Thousand Year Door had a dedicated button for it as well. So you're absolutely right. Yeah, it will. Right now, since I'm not even using a controller, I'm not even building up muscle memory. Raid coming in from Natcat. Well, Natcat, thank you. Welcome in. Mario Maker 2 tonight. Excellent choice. How are you doing? Welcome in. Hope the Maker levels were good tonight. Can we just run away? Can't just run away. Everybody's coming in from Natcat. Welcome in. I'm Dobbs. I am a hobbyist game developer working on a game. So I hope you like Do you guys like video games? Are video games still in? Are they still a thing? Man, I haven't played Maker in a hot minute. I used to be good at Maker. Yeah, stream has been going very good. I've been having a good time. We've been making items, combat items, for my video game. It's very fun. That's a fun little animation. I like it. Free game, it is, yeah. I mean, to a certain extent, you could argue that Unity is a free game engine, but, you know, that needs a sound effect. Oh no. Oh, he's damaged. Oh, his region rectangle is sliding. Okay, well that's something we can fix right away. Let's get that fixed up. Fix him up. We'll fix him right up. Is it good for 3D games? Yeah, it's been good. You can't cite me for the numbers. You gotta have our numbers. So it would be our animation player. If we look at the face region rect, that should be nearest. Yeah, nearest. Let's make sure that's good on all these. There we go. I don't understand it, and that's your fault. It is very Python-esque, yeah. Which I'm not even, I don't use Python professionally, and it's, even without like legit Python skills, it's easy to pick up. There's still occasional things where I long for some of the JavaScript like ES6 features, but those are usually pretty minor things. So it's not been bad. But yeah, overall it's been a very fun learning process. We've been making progress. If all goes according to plan, we might have a demo by the summer. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I did a handful of learning games with Godot. Cool, thank you. It is heavily inspired by Thousand Year Door, because I love that game and I want more of those types of games. All right, let's see here. So we got our new items in place. That's good. And we were thinking of handling status effect stuff next. We already have some status effects. Sleep is gonna be weird. It's like part of me is like, cross that bridge when we have an enemy that actually needs that status effect to apply to it. Huh. Actually, Thousand Year Door, you get you can get Tasty Tonic like early in the game, which heals poison and other ailments. What other ailments does it heal? Not much. Not much. But you don't even encounter poison until like chapter 5 or something. Yeah, I mean, okay. All right. Let's bring out the Paper Mario discussion. Even the late Paper Mario games, which is everything after the GameCube era, even the late Paper Mario games, they had good music. They still had good writing, still had good art. I I'd say Origami King had like the best music and aesthetics of the whole series. The story sucks. The writing is good. It's maybe not as heavy as Thousand Year Door, but it's still fine. But yeah, the battle system sucks. And honestly, that's one of my favorite parts about the game, is that it has a very crunchy battle system. Super Paper Mario is so out there. It is apples and oranges for me. It is so far removed from both the early Paper Marios and the late Paper Marios that I can't even classify it. Doesn't even have this. The voice, the Thousand Year Door voicing is still there. Like it still has like author's intent of like, I'm gonna tell a story and I'm gonna tell some jokes along the way. But yeah, it's mostly that the combat is a completely different system. But yeah, the Origami King is at least turn-based, but it's more of like a turn-based puzzle game where if you solve the puzzle in one go, things are really good, and the more turns you take, you kind of suffer more damage over time. And then every boss fight is a gimmick. Fine, that's fine. But Super Paper Mario isn't even turn-based. It's you jump on enemies to attack them. Like, not like you select from an RPG menu, I want to choose to use a jump attack. No, you literally, Mario move him with back and forth, and then you press the jump button, and then you land on enemies, and that's how you damage them. It is a side scroller, but enemies take more than one jump to kill. RPG roguelike. Hey Meme, welcome in. But yeah, I think right now that waterfall is loud, isn't it? Things are pretty good with this. These enemies are mid-game, so don't be fooled. These are strong, too strong. Okay, yeah, it just says enemies. Where is it getting that string? Where is it getting that string of enemies? Like, where is that text coming from? This. On selection changed. If you're striking one unit, show the name in the targeting thing. Otherwise, just base it on, okay, just base it on which side it is. That makes sense. It's like, it's not specific here that it's only attacking the grounded enemies. Oh, we should test that, actually. We should test that. Let's make sure that's working properly. Let's replace one of these guys with a flying enemy. There he is. All right, good. He dodged. Incredible. An incredible display. Okay, cool. Pig down. No, that pig is up. I was so close to an idea. I keep forgetting what we're about to do. Well, my brain is not in it tonight. It smells like a pig in here. I'm gonna issue you a citation for that. Oh, yes, okay. One of the moves. I wanted to change one of the moves. Specifically, the Spring Fling. Very good. Wow, so good. I want this to do damage twice, I think. So I want this to be you strike twice with weak hits rather than once with a strong hit, because that adds more variety between attacks. And it also creates interesting behaviors when you combine it with things like buffs or defense. It makes certain attacks work better against defense and certain attacks work better against buffs. Very good. Very good. Classic Jape. The classic Jape. So here's an interesting thing about here's another tangent. The Twitch alert, the native Twitch alerts. Thank you, I made that just today. I'm playing around with the Twitch native alert system because it does let you do custom HTML and CSS. And that's all this is a CSS animation using keyframes to move it from here to here, to here to here, from here to here, here to here. Stop that. And you can just pair it with a single sound. And I'm kind of brainstorming what you can do with that system, because I have other alerts that would be nice to do in Twitch alerts, because then I don't have to worry about having my bot running. I don't have to maintain the awful code I'm currently using for doing alerts. The image file isn't even stored locally. One weird thing is that font for the Papers, Please thing, I went ahead and downloaded a custom font that emulates that, and that is installed on my PC, which means if I was streaming from another computer, the alert would still work, but the font would not be installed. So that part is technically tied to my machine, which that's not super great, but I'm not about to, like, I don't know, upload the font to a CDN and then grab it that way. That would be dumb. I need to figure out what you can and can't do. One thing I'd like, so my raid animation is a bunch of hover panics. It's all news based. A bunch of hovercats run across the bottom of the screen, and it's based on the number of people raiding in. And so in my current system, it actually creates a number of HTML elements with randomized scaling. It actually just creates that number of elements and CSS animates it across the screen. I think it's CSS animation. Maybe that's JavaScript animation. I don't actually remember how I did the animation on that. I don't know if Twitch Alerts supports JavaScript or not. And I'm really interested to... I don't think it would. There's no way it would. Right? Like, they strip out inline JavaScript, and they don't give you an option to manage header JavaScript. Yeah. Yep. The list of unacceptable elements or attributes includes, but is not limited to, JavaScript of any kind, interactive elements like inputs or links, embedded views such as iframe or canvas. See, that would be nice if I could just build it on like GitHub and then just use an iframe to just display that. Oh, you can use audio and video tags for Twitch alerts, so that's interesting. You could probably do something interesting with that. I want to know what zany things people have come up with using Twitch alerts. Okay, so you can grab the number of raiders. Can you somehow do something in CSS to say, repeat this X times? Can you do that in HTML? It's like, bare minimum what you could do is have a bunch of elements that are in show hide divs and just wrap that in, basically create a named class that is called raid of size and then embed the raid number there. It's like something like that could work, but you can't run any function on it, so it'd just be static text. So you'd have to have a CSS class for every possible number of raid, which is silly. Yeah, that's the tricky thing. It's like, I like the fact that the raid actually shows the number of people by having characters run across the screen. Like, the more characters, the bigger the raid. I do kind of want to see it. I'm really stretching my brain, my web dev brain. You could... CSS has an nth of type selector. So you could grab a number and say, like, show the nth element, like the 9th element from this table. That's not useful. Because again, that's a static 1-to-1. Dragon egg. One of a kind. Does CSS have like a first 3 element or something? First 3. Is there a way to do that? Select just the first. Oh. No way. That would work. That's dumb. You would have to copy paste a lot, but that would work. The news is playing. Al loves the news. Oh, he's a big fan. Okay, so there is an option here for select the first X elements. Nth child, which normally takes in a value of, say, like nth child 4 would normally be the 4th element, just the 4th element. But by saying -n + 3 here, this evaluates to... Oh, wait. How does that even work? You can pass in? That's so weird to me. That doesn't feel like that should be possible. And yet there it is. That's such a clever solution. Nth child pseudo class. Oh, it's even on the Mozilla MDM web docs. Oh, that's good. Complex selector list is what it's called. Okay, the functional notation is AN plus B, and N is all non-negative integer. That's why it works, because you have that functional notation there. That is so silly. So that would let you say, if I have a RAID of size 5, only show me the first 5 elements. So you would still need 100 you need 100 of something. Very thousand-year door. Oh, that's so silly. So you need 100 of something. I would probably programmatically, like outside of the Twitch alert system, randomize size and position a little bit, so that you get the proper crowd. Because right now it just uses math.random to set those, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to do that in just CSS, right? Can you? Can you do that in CSS? No, okay, all right. Everybody's saying JavaScript. You can use a preprocessor, but we don't have access to a preprocessor in the native alert system. I feel like this would be pushing the native alert system to do things it's not really designed to do, which sounds really fun. Like, depending on how much they let you store in your custom alerts, because it doesn't actually say in here how much, like what the limit is. So you could get away with some awful stuff, I bet. But it's all got to run on your computer. Like when the alert sounds, it's your OBS browser source that's actually doing the animation. So it's not like you're getting away with much there. You're still downloading it locally to your computer. All right, that's just me thinking out loud about how you can do terrible things with tools. Man, great, cool. Maybe when there's alert, it starts up Factorio and forces you to play in 30-second increments. Wouldn't that be awful if I had to play Factorio a bit? Gosh, I can't imagine. Oh, speaking of the raid alert, GermDove, welcome in. Thank you, Mac, for the citation. How was Zelda tonight? I got a new alert. I was playing with the native alert system. I've been talking about it all night because I'm brainstorming terrible things that are possible with it. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? I love it. It was it's just HTML and CSS. Those are Twitch native alerts. You can upload images, sounds, and all the animation stuff I know how to do because I am a web developer, and so I get to know how to do these things. They're not simple though. It's doable, but I had to get creative to make it do the staggering, because you can't just do a transition from one position to another. You have to do keyframe animation. So I'm saying basically be off screen, then go up to this position, then wait, then up to this position, then wait, then up to this position, then wait, and then disappear. Most of the map opened up. Oh, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. I saw you fall off a cliff. That was fun. That was really good. Factorio combinators. See, you know what? I tried to explain Factorio combinators to Dupu weeks ago using the best programmer analogy I could come up with, which is that all Factorio combinator symbols are just, it's just a dictionary. It's just key value pairs. And then it's just a matter of knowing that every item sets those dictionaries a different way and does things with them a different way. They're really useful. They are an absolute 100% must if you play, if you try out Ultra Cube, which I recommend. I think Ultra Cube is an interesting mod. It is the least vanilla-like mod that you'll ever. Well, there's a ton of very, very crazy mods out there. It's a good mod if you want to try not vanilla and see what's possible out there. A mod where everything is infinite. You can have as many materials as you want. Oh, Slav, yeah. Did you ever post a picture of your ship? We want to see it. We want to look at it and totally not judge you. We would never. Okay. We're not going to get this done tonight. We haven't even started this tonight, but I know what I want to do. I know that I want to change this. Instead of being a 2 damage move, I want it to be a 1 damage move that deals damage twice. And I want to use a timing-based attack rather than the hold down and let go. Yes. No citations will be issued. Dove, if you come up with any ideas of other alerts to try out, to try to make, I do want to see what I can do with this system now that I'm kind of looking into it. It's not super easy to like export an alert. It would be nice if they had a system where I could just export it as a file and then you could just import it if you wanted to use a certain one. It'd probably be exploitable in ways if they did that, though. The shipbuilding was really fun. We never got to the point of like having absolutely massive ships where it was like we have to think of our ships in modular ways of like here is the, you know, like blueprints for specific pieces of things and then just glue them together to make new ships. It's like, all right, this ship needs 5 fuel construction zones and all that stuff. So we'll need a new action command. I should make a list. I should make a list of what we're gonna do with this. New action command. In the style of Earth Trimmer. Yeah, it's true. Like, it never actually got that bad. The annoying thing was always just producing a billion bullets. Like, I am curious to know what we could have done had we just absolutely lined the front of the ship with rail guns, like have 50 rail guns across the top. How big of a ship can we make with that? I bet it'd be pretty good. The weird thing is, it feels like the meta is a tapered ship. Like, you want like a vaguely V-shaped ship, that keeps moving if you're going for a Shattered Planet run. And then you don't have to worry about things off the side ever. You put all your weapons up front and then just keep moving so that nothing ever hits you from the side. Just never park. Yeah, at a certain point you start throttling heavier and heavier, but as long as you can keep going fast enough. Oh, there are... I was checking out the mods. There's actually 2 new planets available on mods now. At least 2. I mean, there's also like... There's 2 unique planets I've seen, and then there's one Gleba but archipelago, which is like, all right, fine. But I've seen a really good underwater planet that's all about pressurized science. And then a bioluminescence planet where everything is dark and there are giant centipedes. That's cool. I like that people are doing things. Yeah, Gleba Archipelago sounds a lot easier. You can build lamps there. All right, I guess. I also saw a mod that that forces the Aquilo heat pipe mechanic on every planet. You start with the heat pipe recipe and a heating tower recipe that's a little bit cheaper, and you have to have all of your planets heat. All of your planets need heat all the time, even Vulcanus. Even your offshore pump that is pumping lava. Even that. Some people hate themselves. I've been watching a guy on YouTube do a 1000x science run. Pure vanilla, except 1,000 times the research cost on science. And honestly, it seems like a really interesting challenge, because bugs are actually a problem, since it's like a Death World run in which, you know, you have to race to get flamethrowers. But imagine having to spend, like, what is it? You get like 100 science normally for like unlocking power poles or something. Well, now it's 100,000. 100,000 red science. Go. It's like, okay, that might take some time. And as it turns out, it does take some time, and it triggers a lot of biter attacks and also a lot of biter evolution before you are even starting military science. Yeah, he had to spend like ages on burner phase because you have to research electric miners for like 10 science, and now it's 10,000. It does make me want to rethink my playstyle of keeping the pollution cloud clean. The more I see those kinds of modes, it's like, you know what? It would be so much easier to just have a very tight wall and just coat it with flamethrowers and just not even worry about triggering attacks. Bring them on. Come and get me. I'm in the box. You can't get me. All right, so we're gonna do a new action command, which is press button in time with the light. Initially that's gonna be for 2, and we will have some advanced ones that allow for, say, 4, maybe. And then, and also maybe some that are like, you know, bigger hits, but still 2, something like that. We'll come up with some good alternate versions of it. New action command, and then we're gonna change up the move to be 2x1 instead of 1x2. Oh, you know what? Germ to see this, so he's got to see what we actually did finish tonight. The one thing we actually did. So we got some items now that we can use. We finally got the bowling ball. It's very satisfying. Bowling for pigs. And then last time we did the baseball. There you go. That's it. That's what we added. Which I think is fun and just the right amount of whimsy. All right, let's take a look at this ship. Was that CPR? Oh, I'm gonna stun lock you. I'm gonna stun lock you. Space Bus 1. Let's take a look at this. Let's get a good look at this here. Let's really inspect it. All right. So we've got all right. 5. Okay, going with the tiered approach here. Looks good. Let's see here. A lot of bullets. That's a good thing, honestly. Going double on the thruster. This is your first ship too, isn't it? Going double on thruster and oxidizer. All this on 3 bullet assemblers. I mean, I guess most of them are going to be idle most of the time. Those are 3 rows of gun turrets. Because you don't know. You don't know on your first time how much it's going to need. Accumulators are probably a good idea. Let's see, we got circuit conditions here doing things. I see this one reaching out over somewhere. Oh, it's reading this and maybe reading these tanks, maybe? I think the tanks are being read. And then we got the big old sushi belt. Yeah, that's the meteor sushi belt. Yeah, getting all the asteroids over there. Okay, yeah. You know what? I think that's good. Now, what do we got going on here? Oh, this is all one sushi belt going all the way around. That's pretty good. And then through the middle to get into the crushers. I like that. Now, I don't see a recipe on the crushers, so are those set by conditions, or are you just like manually toggling them as needed? Oh, definitely. Yeah, letting it fill up. Yeah, I thought it was 2 sushi belts, and then I noticed the angle on this. I'm praising his sushi. They are set by condition. Good. It's a good way to do it. Efficiency modules, good. On the furnaces, since those are going to be running just about nonstop. Yeah, it's really surprising how effective a couple of efficiency 1s are. Now, where are we dumping the excess? Where are the excess meteors go? Oh, actually, maybe there aren't any. Maybe that's why the filter's on the grabbers. Oh wait, no, I see it right here, right there. Yeah, this is all one big sushi belt. It's going all the way through, because even down here, down and around. That's nice, yeah. Filter the end, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I see like a tiny little extractor here, just in case. I think that's going to be a good one, because this one can stay in orbit, too. Like, pretty much most everywhere. it's like really the only place you'd have to worry at all about being in orbit would be, I don't know how well the solar would do on Fulgora. I guess it's still good enough, because if you're in orbit, solar power is still decent. It's not as good as the other inner planets, but it's still good enough. And it's holding on power, then then you're set. Yeah, if it can make it at Fulgora, it can make it anywhere for the inner planets. You're good until you're going to Aquilo. Okay, so we got our setup, our plan for tomorrow. Is going to be, we're going to write a whole new action command. Yeah, that's true. But like, if you just have a little extra room, then it's fine. Just put some windmills on the ship and you're good. Should do that. I never got far in the Crastorio 2 space exploration game I did, but now I'm wondering, did windmills work in space in that? I don't know if they actually did anything about that. It'd be very funny if it did. Okay. So we're going to build a new action command. It's going to be in the style of Thousand Year Door's Earth Trimmer, as well as Bug Fable's Beamerang. Oh yeah, Aquilo's a ways out. You got all the time in the world until then. So the idea is you have a timeline. It's going to start playing, and there's going to be little circles on it, and when the cursor hits the circles, you press the button, and for each success, that's going to be an extra bit of damage that you're going to do. That's how the system works. Very straightforward. Yeah, that's it. That's what we're going to build. And then we're going to hook up Spring Toss to that. And yeah, then Spring Toss will be a lot better. And then I guess what we'll do is we will retool Cat's wrench attack to use Spring Toss's action command of hold a direction, release. Attack minigames seemed really fun. They're not even that interesting yet. The attack minigames are something that I made a big list of every one that was in Thousand Year Door. And ultimately, there are not that many distinct ones. Like maybe 10. There's a handful of one-offs, but they boil down to press A on contact. That's all the jump attacks that you have. Press A with a timed bar. That's the one we're gonna do for Spring Toss. Press A on a cue of some sort, which, you know, you can dress that up in a lot of different ways. Let's see, what else is there? Hold a button and release with good timing. There's like 5 attacks that are hold a button and release on when a thing lights up. There's 6 different attacks that are just mash a button. Mash one button or 2 buttons. Just bop, 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 as fast as you can. There are 3 attacks that are alternate pressing 2 buttons back and forth. 5 different quick time event Simon Says kind of attacks. Hold and release, hold and release, hold and release with good timing. And then there's Sweet Treat and Sweet Feast, which have basically the same thing, and they're a special attack anyway. And then there's I identified 4 other attacks that do not share action commands with anything else. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so that's 10 main ones that are used by at least 2 attacks. Will enemies get random attack successes? No. Enemies have to be very predictable. For me personally, that's one of the main draws, is that you know exactly what enemies are going to be able to do. Now, the attack they choose could be different. Sometimes they will have 2, maybe 3 possible attacks. Honestly, 2 is pushing it. I don't think we're ever going to have 3, but the idea is that you want to be able to keep in your head what every enemy does. Usually the options are attack or charge up something. And that's about it. So yeah, the action commands, I want to see if I can come up with something more interesting than those. Bug Fables had some good ones in the form of like actual... Let me go back to Thousand Year Door. There was one attack that was very interesting called Bomb Squad, where you would lob bombs at the enemy, and whether or not you would deal damage was based on the physics simulation of where the bomb landed. It would follow an arc, roll a little bit, and then stop. And the bomb exploding could like trigger other bomb explosions so that you didn't have to wait for the full 1 turn fuse time. So you could actually strategize a bit in an interesting way with this like physics-based attack. That was the only attack in the entire game like that. Nothing else did anything even close to it. Bug Fables actually had a handful of attacks like that where the enemy's position mattered. Like in one, it actually would aim a cursor that was kind of going back and forth, Yoshi's Island style, and then you actually have to line it up with the enemy you're trying to hit. I think that's cool. I love it. I don't know if we'll be able to manage to do that kinds of things, but yeah. We've got at least our bowling ball and our baseball. That's pretty nice. Well, I like that you can see a shadow in the background. I never noticed that. Beautiful. I love it. All right, I'm going to commit these changes and go to bed. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? GFE's doing another tournament, but as usual, no mic, emote only mode. Does anyone here like watching Link to the Past Randomizer? If so, we can go... well, I'm not actually going to be able to watch, but we could send people over to GFE. You like... Yeah, Into the Breach. Good game there. I didn't actually like it, but I really appreciated that it did the right thing as far as a strategy kind of tactics game is. Going to sleep either way. All right. Me too. Me too, honestly. All right. Double checking the recommended channels. All right. We're just going to call it. Next stream will be tomorrow night. We will fix up this attack, and I don't know what else. We got a million different things to do before this game is even remotely ready to play. Yeah, it was a little bit of a brutal game. I liked FTL more, honestly. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next time.